Oh boy.
Like old times.
If the two of us on this stage, this scares the hell out of me. I'm so sorry for wasting any of your time and money sitting here expecting to hear good things, because we have been talking about nonsense for a long time, and I'm sure we'll continue.
Happy to, though. Happy to have you here. What do you remember about being on set with this show? You know, the 2 times you were there.
The 2 times I was there.
The 2 times we let you be there.
So I was doing Sarah Connor Chronicles when I got the call for this. My now 23-year-old was a lot younger, and as a parent, you're always kind of looking for things that make you seem cool to your kids. So I thought, yeah, I'll totally go do Smallville. Went, did it, had a great time doing it, and then I told him I was all excited about it. I was like, oh, you gotta watch with me, and he was like, oh, I'm not really a Superman fan. Yeah, I was like, oh, perfect, great. And then they said, hey, you wanna come do another one? I was like, yeah, yeah, sure. I just won't be watching it with my son.
No, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I actually have something really cool for you all that I don't think we've ever released before on the podcast, but when you were getting the prosthetics and everything for the Metallo suit on, you were texting me pictures back then of everything, and I think we've got them.
Oh, get out of here! You've got
the concept art. And
you've got the concept art.
Yeah, I think we've got.
Oh, and that was
of you.
That was in the dressing room. I took that in the mirror. It was before they put so the heart was magnetic. They stuck it in there.
Yeah, way back when.
Way back when.
That's an iPhone 2. That's not being like a 3G. Like
sure.
The original.
Yeah.
If you got any questions for Brian, feel free to line up while we're talking, and we'll get to you because I have a lot of.
Or if you have no questions, feel free not to line up and just watch this video.
Because we are quite educated at this point. We did talk a lot back then because you were on Terminator. There's actually a funny bit that Steve and I did on the show, like, what if you came on Smallville? Before you were ever even cast on it. Yeah, before you were ever even cast.
Okay.
And then you went out for it. They offered it to you, and I was the one that broke the news.
You were the one. Yeah. We were talking, and and you were the one that was like, oh yeah. So I've heard that they're going to be reaching out to you for the show.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We enjoyed it greatly, and then some people may not know this, but I think we talked about it one time, but you were actually asked to come in for Lex for Superman and Lois back a couple of years ago, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Lex Luthor, play the role of Lex Luthor. That would have been insane.
I didn't book that job. That's something about I wasn't right for the part. I don't know. Yeah, so that didn't happen. But I let you know because I knew you would be really excited.
Yeah.
About so Derek and I did a podcast for like 4
or 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
That was just
nobody cheered.
It was so stupid. It was so stupid, but it was super fun. So then we became really good friends, and so then knowing his love of Superman, I would reach out to him whenever there was anything. And then you recently reached out to me when the new film was coming. You were like, hey, I'm trying to get there.
We should have gone.
Can you hook me up? And I was like, yeah.
And then I went without you.
And then I realized, like, which I'm constantly remembering, like, I'm not nearly as cool as I thought I was, so I had no connections at all to get there. But you went.
I did go this summer.
They reached out to you like 3 days before.
Yeah. And that's called an afterthought. They went down the list, and then they got to me.
Or it's called saving the best for last.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some questions.
Hi.
Hi.
You did a song on the Fantastic Four show. Do you remember
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Yes. They're making the rounds online recently.
That Flame On one. Yeah. So I didn't remember that until I saw it, and then I was like, oh my God! Like I remember, because I produced it. I made the beat for it. I wrote all the stuff for it, but it was so long ago.
Yeah, I was about to ask you who produced it, because the production was amazing. The rumor was that the Far Side did it, because you were...
No, so I was a huge Far Side fan before I did that. And then you hear it, and yeah, it sounds like it's something that they would have done, but it was, I did it all in my house.
Do you still produce and rap? Because
Oh yeah,
it's incredible.
I'm working on, so I ended up, it was so strange that I ended up working with Far Side on my first album in '94. And Trey from the Far Side is one of my best friends, him and this other guy, Scott. And we're working on a new album now, oddly enough. This guy, Ninth Wonder, who's an incredible producer, reached out. He was a big fan of the first album. And now that the 90s are kind of coming back, and it was a bunch of people talking about how like underrated the album was and how slept on it was at the
beat was
time.
crazy. Did you just use an MPC, or was that a sample?
It did, yeah. I have a little studio at my house now, so I'm MPC and Logic for anybody that cares.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Over here.
Hey Brian.
Oh, we have two sides going.
Two sides. Obviously loved you on Smallville.
Thanks.
Big fan from 90210.
Thank you.
But even farther back on Knots Landing.
Yeah.
You grew up on television.
I did.
What was that like, and do you still keep in contact with Donna Mills?
So Donna Mills and I email every once in a while. She looks exactly the same. Have you seen any recent?
Yes.
It's unbelievable. That woman never ages. Yeah, I started acting when I was 9. I was going to a performing arts school for music, and it was on the USC campus, and student directors would come pick kids for their student films. So I did a bunch of those and had a good time doing it. And then a kid that I rode the bus with to school was acting. He was doing commercials and stuff, and he always had toys on the bus. I was like, "What, are you rich? Like, how do you have all of this stuff?" And he told me, "No, I do commercials." And so I went back to my parents and I said, "Hey, I want to be an actor." And they were like, "Yeah, of course you do." Yeah, so if in 6 months it's something you still want to do, then we'll talk about it. And 6 months later, I still wanted to do it, so I went and met with that kid's agent, signed with them for commercial and theatrical. I didn't book anything for a year because I had no idea what I was doing. I was just auditioning and having fun. I didn't realize that it was a job. People were paying you to do a job on a set. And so I booked a commercial, and I think my understanding of it changed because there was some sort of light bulb moment in my head of what they were looking for and what they were expecting kids to do when they went into audition. And I started booking everything from there. I did, I think, 75 or so commercials. I did a bunch of TV shows and things. And Knots Landing was the first thing that I did I was on that for like 4.5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You do appearances like these, but you've got such a vast credit listing. I mean, just so many things you've
It's
been in.
ridiculous.
What-
I don't remember half of them. You bring things up, and I'm like, I was never in a Nintendo commercial. And then you were like, and then he would send me the commercial, and I'd go, motherfucker, I was in a Nintendo commercial. I do not remember.
My favorite role of yours is Universal Studios Miami Vice stunt show commercial.
Oh,
from
yeah.
1980.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to play Don Johnson in the Miami Vice stunt show commercial for Universal Studios. And I remember I had to cut my hair. Like, it was a whole thing. I had to wear like the suit with the peach shirt underneath it and the loafers, and they cut my hair. Yeah, the sleeves were pushed up. And I wanted to cut my hair for so long. My mom was like, "No, you're booking all this work with the longer hair." And, it was a landmark moment for me.
Didn't they pay you in like unlimited? You could go to the park as much as you wanted.
No.
Is that no?
No.
Did I make that up?
You totally
Okay,
made that up.
that's fine.
Which is right on par.
Yeah. All right. Good
Yeah,
deal.
that's on brand. No, so we didn't even shoot the commercial at Universal. We shot it at Magic Mountain. I remember, like the hills behind Magic Mountain. We shot it there, and then they never even invited me to Universal. There was
Never heard from her.
I had no connection to Universal after that. Because I must have been so good. They were like, no, this guy,
One and done.
one and done.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm asking everyone this question.
you're asking everyone.
I'm asking everyone. It's somewhat generic, but I felt it was fitting. So Smallville has given us as fans the opportunity to have a lot of emotional scenes throughout the series. And so I was wondering, out of any TV show or any movie, for you, no matter how many times you've seen it, what is a scene from one of those that never fails to make you emotional, and why?
What are you looking at me like that for?
I want to hear your answer.
Well, the pressure.
I want to hear your answer.
Let me get into the question a little more. Are you saying any scene that I've seen of anybody doing stuff?
Anything. It doesn't have to be Smallville.
Oh, boy. I think you're asking everyone this question. How dare you?
If
The
I make it to the
audacity of you
microphone.
to stand in line and get people with this one.
Would you like an example?
I think so. Braveheart was a big movie for me in watching. Shawshank Redemption had some things that really, like I remember the end scene when Andy is walking on the beach and they see each other and Morgan Freeman his character is working on the boat and they run it. Like I remember crying like a baby watching that, and it's still one of those things that no matter what I watch. But then there are random, like I'm a huge fan of the movie Jaws. Mm-hmm. So that scene in the bottom of the boat where he's telling the whole story about the SS Indianapolis and everything is still one of those that it's emotional in the way that it's played because it's the opposite of emotion you would expect. Like Robert Shaw made the choice of telling that story with almost a smile on his face, and it was very, I couldn't have been more enthralled and just caught up in what he was talking about than I was. But there's a million of them. That's an almost impossible question that you have posed over there, so thank you. Thank you for the challenge.
Thank you very much.
Hi.
Hi, Lauren. How you doing?
I'm drained now. I need to take a nap after that question of the.
I'm going to switch it up a little bit more like energy level. So
Okay.
when you were on Smallville,
Yes.
how, as far as like physicality for that role, how difficult, was that more difficult than being on a show like Dancing with the Stars to learn? Or was it like easier?
It was, Smallville was there was a lot in a short period of time. I mean, I only did 2 episodes of the show, and the first one was the transformation from John Corbin from being himself to becoming Metallo, and so there was a lot that went on in that. I can't remember the name of the woman that directed that one. She was an AD on the show. I think that was the first time she had directed. She was fantastic. I owe so much of that episode to her.
Was it Mersey Elm?
Yes,
Mersey, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
She was one of the few directors I worked with where I would just be exhausted and she'd ask for something and I'd go, no, I can't do that. And she'd go, fuck you, Brian, you can totally do that. And called me on my shit and I was like, okay, well then I'm gonna have to try it again. She was fantastic. She, that first episode, there was a lot to it. There was a lot of physicality to it. There was a lot of emotional journey with it. Erica was fantastic. Tom was fantastic. Had a great time. Had a great time doing that episode. The second one was not nearly as intense as the first one for me, but had a great time doing the show. Everybody there is fantastic.
That's great, thank you.
You're a huge Star Wars fan, admittedly.
No.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
You have in your home an Empire Strikes Back teaser poster signed by George Lucas.
I do.
Like to you.
It says, yeah, may the force be with you. Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah. Big deal because he doesn't sign that on things. So I got that for my birthday.
Yeah. And you're a big John Williams fan, Jaws, Star Wars,
John
and
Williams
everything.
fan.
What is your earlier memories of the character of Superman as a kid? Like, did you grow up with the
Christopher Reeve?
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I think that's the only reason that so many Americans knew of Niagara Falls was because, right? Yeah. I remember seeing that and I was like, that's a big fucking waterfall right there. And then it was like, oh, that's Niagara Falls. You get into the story of all of it. I learned geography from Superman. Superman was, there were only a couple comic book characters to me that really meant a lot when I was a kid. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. We talked about this with the new Superman that came out. I love, and I also really loved and respected about this show. There was so much humanity in Smallville in the film, and it's really, I think it's an interesting take when you take these characters that are so really superhuman and insane, and you humanize them and you bring them into this world in a very truthful, honest way. I think there's something really fun and beautiful about watching that. And not many things do that. I mean, especially now with films being the budget that they are. It's so easy to get lost in all the things you can do with $300 million. And it's like, yeah, shit, you do all of it. Or you can give us a real fucking human version of this, where I feel like I'm watching someone that has all these powers, but just is like really cares about humanity and is here for, and it's not about all the big special effects things that you can have in it. So I love that about this show, for sure.
Yeah. You know, while you were only on the show a few times, you were on another show that also ran 10 seasons that was also the name of the town, oddly enough. Beverly Hills.
Oh, God.
Do you remember? That was such a huge part of your life, that decade plus. And,
Yeah.
you know, under Aaron Spelling and working with that cast and the family that you became. But I know, you know, you get to okay, that show's over. David Silver's behind me. That part of, you know, my life is behind me and go other things. But as things have come back around, like you're talking, the 90s come back around, there's been a resurgence of that show. You guys did the reboot, the BH 90210. What do you look most back fondly in your career that you're almost like, I wish I could, you know, it's that adage of, I wish you knew you were in the good time, the good old days when you're in them. What do you look back on and reminisce about it? quietly to yourself?
I honestly, I wish there's not much in my life that I wish I could or would want to go back and change, because I'm a big believer in like everything that I experienced created who I am now, and I love who I am now. But I wish that I, just in life, doing the show, traveling, promoting, that I was in a space to not take things for granted the way I did. Like there was a lot of travel and a lot of things that I look back on and I go, God, I barely remember that because I barely paid attention to it at that point. I kind of felt like, oh, well, this is what everybody does. 19 years old.
Yeah.
They all travel around.
They're all on a hit show.
Yeah, sure.
30,000 screaming fans in a mall. That's a Tuesday.
Totally. Everyone gets that treatment. So if there's anything like looking back, that is, otherwise fondly, honestly, I all the things that I've done, I've learned from everything. Doing a show like this one is funny. It's weird because I was in season 9 of the show. So you show up on a set of something that's been going for that long, you are kind of stumbling into a family that all works together. They all know each other. And I understood that view from the opposite side whenever we would have guest stars or people on 90210. They did, on Smallville, they did a fantastic job of making everyone feel welcome. They really did. Like, it was really, because it's nerve-wracking. You get to a set and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna walk into this and does anybody even care that I'm here? How, what's it gonna be like on set? It's this creative thing. I knew what I had to do. Like, I knew how emotional the episode would be and everything I was gonna have to go through. And everyone was fantastic. I think I love the concept of, and I wish especially now that people took more time in being kind to everyone they meet in whatever situation, because it means so much. And that situation coming on the show could have been just as easily terrible, and it wasn't.
They have an amazing connection, all of the actors, just like you guys did on 90210.
Yeah.
And I think, obviously that's something special for you to be able to see it from both points of view that a lot of people that came on the show didn't have. Over on this side.
Hi. I've been watching you my whole life, since Knots Landing, and then...
Not on TV.
Jesus Christ.
She's just following you around.
Where are we going with this?
I was really happy when you ended up on 90210, you and Shannon, and now I've been able to share that show with my 14-year-old daughter. What are some of your favorite memories of doing 90210 and working with that cast?
I think sharing the experience of it. It was so much bigger than the episodes that we made. I meet people all the time and they're quoting this episode or that one, or hey, how did you feel doing this one? And the reality is, for me, the life that was happening behind the scenes, the relationships that I had with everyone, the experience itself, just far overshadowed the episodes. I loved traveling. I loved dancing with Shannon in my dressing room. I loved hanging out in Luke's for an hour and a half because we had a couple scenes off, and that's just the way it worked. Those are the times that I will look back on. Those are the memories for me. Those experiences. That when you think of like your parents or your family, it's always those little things that create those core memories. You know, it's that whole argument of like quality over quantity is true. I've experienced it now with my 23-year-old who tells me about when he used to come to set with me and watch me with this person or that person, or what he took from it and what he learned from it, and I never knew. I never knew that he was watching the way he was, but those are the things that stick with you, that kind of that shape who you are, and those simple interactions with people for 10 years created a lot of that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That being such a monumental part of your life, and we're joking about walking to a mall with 30,000 people, but I think about the story you told me before, I don't know if it was Rome, or where you guys went one of the first times.
Spain.
Spain.
Yeah.
And those doors opening and seeing just a mass, you know, it's like the Pope coming out for you guys, because it was the biggest show in the world. But you were on the other side of it and didn't know it at that point. You guys were so in the dark of how popular the show had become, and when you walk out and see something like that.
Spain was insane. Spain was, so you got to think, this was late 80s, New Kids on the Block were massive. They were, all you saw in the news was footage of them running to their tour bus and, you know, thousands of screaming girls and people crying and the mayhem of it all. You would see Madonna standing standing on the balcony of her hotel room and all the screaming fans down in the street. You'd see those things and it was like, wow, that's got to be crazy. All of a sudden, I get off a plane with Ian in Spain, and there are 15,000 people in the airport. There are thousands of people down on the street. We open our hotel room windows, and there's people, and we're throwing T-shirts, and it's insane because all of a sudden you see what you've seen before, but now you are on the other side of that. Could not have been more surreal than it was. The experience of 90210, as I'm sure the experience for them with this show, it's surreal. Like I understand it. I understand fans loving and connecting with it because I connected with things when I was a kid. I didn't connect with 90210, but I connected with skating. And, I would skateboard everywhere when I was a kid. So the first time I met Tony Hawk, I was like, oh my God, you're like, I used to, used to skate on your deck all the time. Yeah, the experience of everything can be crazy. Yeah, it can be incredibly surreal.
I think that's one thing, though, that you, and to that point, and I've seen you at enough of events and just personal appearances and stuff where you do such a good job taking your time to listen to everybody that has stood in line for you, that has waited to talk to you or get a photograph with you. Like you are one of the best that just like hones in on that individual and makes it about them.
Believe me, it is not lost on me the fact that people will wait in line for an hour and a half sometimes. And sure, I've got a line to get through, but even if it's like, okay, we figured out I can spend about 45 seconds with someone, a minute and a half, I feel like it's my job to make it the best 45 seconds to a minute and a half that I can make it. I want to really connect with people. Like, if you took the time to wait in line to meet me, then let's fucking talk. Let's get into some real stuff, tell me about yourself. Like, let's get as much as we can in to this small window of time. Because I want everyone to leave there feeling like that was worth I don't know if anything ever makes it worth standing in line for an hour and a half. I mean, we get speed passes now at like.
It's not Toy Story Mania at the end.
No, it's not. You kind of get to the end of it, and you're like, yeah, I don't know, okay, all right. But I take pride in connecting with people. Like I understand that I have this weird platform, and it's up to me what I do with it, whether I just sign as many autographs as I can and make cash at things, or I really connect with people in life at these things, on the street, in restaurants, at Starbucks. And I've chosen in my life to connect with people as often as I can, because I have this lifetime.
Yeah, and you got a wonderful platform for that too. You do an amazing podcast with your partner Sharna and Randy Spelling, Aaron Spelling's son, Oldish, that I encourage you all to subscribe to and listen to if you're not already. But
dude, what a great commercial you just did. Right?
He gave me 20 backstage to mention it.
It was worth
20 cents.
It was worth 20 cents.
But every guest you have on, you make them feel heard and listened to, and you do the same thing with all of your listeners of the show. But I want to mention that because anytime I've ever been around you, any city we're in, any event we've ever done, everybody comments on how wonderful you are.
Thank you.
And I guess I'll
They're fooled.
I'll agree with them, I guess. Over here.
Hi, Brian. I've been a big fan of you since 90210. You were my favorite character on the
Thank
show.
you.
I loved you on
I
Smallville.
appreciate that.
But I got a really kind of nerdy thing to kind of ask you.
Okay.
Were you aware that you were part of the first MCU as the voice of Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four? And I'll admit, when I was younger, I had no idea that you were even the voice. Sounded like.
Yeah, so I'll admit I didn't either. So it's been, we're doing all these 90s conventions. All the 90s are coming back, and all of a sudden I have people bringing these the Funko Pops up to me that are the Human Torch Johnny Storm Funko Pops, and having me sign them. And it's so strange because the movie just came out, so everybody's excited about it again. And then, I was this young kid doing this stupid voiceover thing back when animation was terrible. We would all stand in the room and we were recording Stan Lee's right on the other side of the glass as we're doing it. And he was just so excited by the fact that we were making a cartoon of his comic book. Is that part of the MCU?
Technically, the first MCU, because it was
Okay.
it was an animated MCU with all the other cartoons
Okay.
Marvel did, and it was a foundation that basically said, hey, we can do X.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, you were the
That's
first
so-
Johnny Storm. So.
That's so insane. Yeah, that was.
You did a lot of voiceover work in the
little-
early 90s.
I did a little bit of
Yeah.
voiceover stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of it because it's a lot of work.
To this day?
No, it's changed now, but when you're young, remember when you used to hear your voice on an answering machine, you'd be recording your outgoing message, and you'd hear your voice and you'd go, oh my God, that's what I fucking sound like, and you'd do it again, and then you'd do it again, and and you would finally just kind of settle on something that was the lesser of bad that you could get. That's how I felt when I was young doing voiceover stuff. Now, I'm used to hearing my stupid voice on things. So it doesn't bother me the same way.
Did you rap on your answering machine?
No, I rapped on Lions though at some point.
Did you?
Yeah. He asked me to. I don't remember it, but he said it was
Dope.
He said it was fresh. And I was like, word.
Hello.
What's up, man?
How's it going, Brian?
Good.
So what's it feel like coming to this convention, seeing the impact that you had on all these people and everything?
I'm seeing everybody and the impact that Smallville had on them. Like anybody that enjoyed the couple episodes I did, I absolutely appreciate. But it's always fun to travel and see the impact that these shows have, because you don't know. It's 90210 shot in Van Nuys, Smallville shot in Vancouver. Like you're on set, you're spending these long hours doing these things, removed from the people that are then watching you. So it's always cool to see people have all the merch and the stuff and the posters and to be signing all of it. It's like, man, okay, I'm a part of that story. It's a really cool thing, I think, that I get to do. Like, I was a big fan of Terminator films. And then all of a sudden, I get a chance to audition for this Terminator series. And I was like, this is insane. Like this, I've got to book this. This is so cool. And then I'm now a part of that franchise and that story, which is crazy to me. And it's crazy to meet people and have them go, I really loved T1, T2, and your show. Those are the three. It's like, oh man, I'm really like in that world now. It's surreal because I grew up when surround sound home systems came. Every store that you walked into was playing T2. Like that was the selling point of these giant screen TVs and speaker systems. And then all of a sudden I'm on set and there's the green screen and they've got like liquid metal Terminators and the stuff. It's like, I've never wanted to watch something that I did as bad as that. So I love the experience of doing this, and I love the fact that people love watching these shows. I get it. I understand.
I will pull the curtain back a little bit because in a very good way. I'm going to give you your flowers because I don't think you probably know how much you impact an event like this happening. Tom and I have talked about this before. You convinced Tom to go to Comic-Con back in the day.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did. That's
and
right.
not for any other reason than
I remember talking to him and everyone was like, yeah, he's never been to one of these things.
He just states that the show was just running him ragged.
Yeah.
You're like, no, you've got to go connect with you should see what it's
Wow,
like to
I
be in
totally
front of
forgot
him.
about that. That's crazy.
And I think that's a big aspect of him doing these now and connecting with everybody is because of you.
That's really
telling
funny.
him what it's like.
That's really
because
funny.
you had that experience of a show that was on for 10 years and interacting with fans.
Yeah, and he was like, the convention world seemed so crazy at that point. I mean, this was what, early
2009?
2009?
Yeah, we were talking last night. We've known each other almost 20 years now, which is crazy.
That's bananas. Nothing makes me feel older than that. Oh my God. So Derek showed me a picture of his kids. His daughter, Leslie, who I've known since she was, 5?
Yeah.
And she's now 14.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, your kids. You have a 23-year-old.
I do.
Which is insane to me.
Old guy sitting up on stage. I know. And this chair does not have nearly the padding that it needs.
But he's a wonderful actor in his own right.
He is, yeah.
Followed in your footsteps.
He's following in my footsteps. He's acting. He absolutely loves doing it. It's nothing that I ever, for a second, talked to him about doing when he was younger before he'd done it. I didn't motivate him to try it at all. He happened to be in a play at school and just absolutely fell in love with acting. And it's really cool to see him now. He's working with this guy, Brandon, on a bunch of YouTube stuff, shows, and they work nonstop. And he's doing everything. He's acting, he's writing, he's shooting, he's lighting scenes, like he's doing all aspects of it. And he loves doing it. And there's that part of me when it takes 4 days to receive a text back or something, where, you know, it's like, I want to go, motherfucker, well, what's taking you so long? But then I have to stop for a second and go, it's not because he's so hungover that he can't get back to me. He's working, which is, to me, it's what you hope for when you raise kids, that you raise these human beings that go out into the world and become self-sustaining, you know. And he's passionate about what he's doing. He loves it. 23.
23.
That's crazy. It's 23.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You just did a project that I'm really excited to see as well. You're solo in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
So it's called Abominable. I shot it in Spain, 3 hours north of Barcelona in the mountains. Except for the last 10 minutes of the film, there's no dialogue in it at all. It's, for anybody that's old enough, I can barely see it. Remember the movie Quest for Fire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? So so the story is just the journey of a character, who they are, why they're on this journey, what the journey actually is. So that's what this movie is. There are aspects to it where you really watch it and you go, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, I can't wait to see what unfolds and why I'm seeing these things. So we finished that. That's in post-production now, in Spain, which is a little hard because I really like being there for the post-production, and I obviously can't be. But I will be heading out there, not this coming week, but the following one, for Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con has actually branched out, and the next iteration of them is in Spain. So I'll be at that. They've put together a whole teaser of the thing. I'll be doing a panel out there, which is really cool. Spain, if you've never been, is incredible. You should definitely go. I would suggest anyone go.
I am so excited you were here. Glad I talked you into coming. Dragged you into it. No, but I think everybody I know online, everybody lit up when they found out you were coming. You had very memorable appearances in that penultimate season. It's another lasting legacy for you, that character.
It's a trip being here with you.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well, weird, isn't it?
well, it's...
Because we were professional instead of just being us.
So it's funny, we became
yes,
friends.
This is professional.
We became friends, Steve and Derek and Steve were doing the podcast for Sarah Connor Chronicles. And then I was on Smallville and then found out, he reached out to me and he was like, hey, so we also do the podcast for this. So I was on both podcasts. And then we ended up doing our podcast, and we've now been friends for, what'd you say, 18? God damn it.
We'll get off stage before
I'm not sure how that feels to say.
Give it up for Brian Austin Green, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you all.